We are. Therefore, we love. We love. Therefore, we are. May we be humble before the wonder of what we dare to create. If you would now, please join with me in rising in either body or spirit in singing hymn number 131 in your gray hymnal.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Good morning. Well done. I'm Laura Ettinger, your lay liturgist this morning, and it's my birthday today. Shameless, I know. I'm so excited to be serving in this role, sharing this day with you, my church family, some of the most important people in my life. I'm also excited to share leadership of today's service with Reverend Dr. Richard Speck, our guest minister this morning, and with Corey Ness, our Director of Religious Exploration, with Yvonne Duvall, our Director of Music, with Leanne Klingensmith, our accompanist, Mary Brash, our song leader and guest musician today with her friend Amanda Garner, and our tech superstars, Amy Firestein and David Spear. Whether you are a member or a visitor joining us in person or virtually, we are so happy that you have chosen to join us this morning. For our worshipers online, a Zoom online coffee hour will follow services starting at 11:30 a.m. For those here in person, we'll have coffee hour in person in the common room downstairs. We're so happy you've chosen to join us today, and we would be glad to have you join us at our fellowship hours and at any other in-person or online activities held by UCH. In the spirit of the transformative power of community in all its forms, I am so very happy to welcome you to UCH. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whomever you love, whatever you do for a living, you are welcome at the Unitarian Church of Harrisburg. And please join me in the reading of our covenant as printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this congregation. Service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Our chalice lighting comes from Bruce Southworth. We gather as a community of memory and a community of hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both warmth and light to the world.
Go, cool. So, we're going to be playing a song by KT Tunstall, not Dark Horse. But while we're playing this, I would like all of you to imagine something. This service is about love. So I'd like all of you to imagine yourself as a small child, whether that's a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old that you're just holding space for, or a very small infant that you're rocking. Just imagine yourself at that age and how you would treat yourself if you were that small. Isn't very difficult to see why you are the way you are. Doesn't take a genius to realize that sometimes life is hard. It's gonna take time, but you'll just have to wait. You're gonna be fine, but in the meantime, come over here, baby. Let me wipe your tears away. Come a little nearer, baby. 'Cause you'll heal over, heal over, heal over someday. And I don't wanna hear you tell yourself that these feelings are in the past. No, it doesn't mean they're off the shelf, because pain is built to last. Everybody says hello. Oh, but we can travel side by side, even if you fail. You know that no one really minds. Come over here, baby. Let me wipe your tears away. Come a little nearer, baby.
Good morning. Today, we're ready, thank you. So my name is Corey, and I serve as your Director of Religious Exploration. Today's story is titled Love, and it's a heartfelt celebration of love. It's a Newbery Medal-winning author, Matt de la Pena, and best-selling illustrator, Lauren Long, which depict the many ways we experience this universal bond, which carries us from the day we were born throughout the years of our childhood and beyond. With a lyrical text that's soothing and inspiring, this tender tale is a needed comfort with a new classic that will resonate with readers of every age. So let's begin our story. In the beginning, there is light and two wide-eyed figures standing near the foot of your bed, and the sound of voices is love. A cab driver plays love softly on his radio while you bounce in the back with the bumps of the city, and everything smells new, and it smells like love. Love, too, is the smell of crashing waves and a train whistling blindly in the distance, and each night the sky above your trailer turns the color of love. In a crowded concrete park, you toddle towards summer sprinklers while older kids skip rope and run up the slide, and soon you are running among them, and the echo of your laughter is love. On the night the fire alarm blares, you're pulled from sleep and whisked into the street where a quiet old lady is pointing to the sky. Stars shine long after they're flamed out, she tells you, and the shine they shine with is love. But it's not only stars that flame out, you discover, it's summers too, and friendships and people. One day you find your family nervously huddled around the TV, but when you ask what happened, they answer with silence and shift between you and the screen. In your dream that night, you are searching for a love that seems lost. You open and close drawers, lift cushions, empty old toy bins, but there's nothing. You wake with a start in the arms of a loved one who bends to your ear and whispers, "It's okay. It's okay. It's love." And in time, you learn to recognize a love overlooked, a love that wakes at dawn and rides to work on the bus, a slice of burned toast that tastes like love. And it's love in each deep crease of your grandmother's face as she lowers herself into an overturned bucket of fish. And it's love in the rustling leaves of gnarled trees lying behind the flower fields. And it's love in the made-up stories your uncles tell in the backyard between wild horseshoe throws. And the man in rags outside the subway station plays love notes that lift into the sky like tiny beacons of light. And the face staring back in that bathroom mirror, this too is love. So when the time comes for you to set off on your own, heavy winds will sweep past your building, and great gray clouds will congregate above. Your loved ones will stand there like puddles beneath your umbrellas, holding you tight and kissing you and wishing you luck. But it won't be luck you'll leave with, because you'll have love. You'll have love, love, love. The end.
This is the time in our service where we invite you to share a joy, sorrow, or concern. For those worshiping online, please feel free to type your concern in the chat or joy, and one of our techs will prepare a slip to share. For our in-person worshipers, we invite you to come forward to light a candle, put a stone in the water, and/or write a message to be shared. If a message is written, please indicate if you wish it to be read aloud or not. To keep the flow moving smoothly, if you could please come up the middle aisle and return to your seats using the side aisles, that would be lovely. Spoken or unspoken, your joy, sorrow, or concern is held in our thoughts and prayers. And a lot to share today. Someone writes, finding our center is particularly apt. I have concern for my friend Herb, who is dying of cancer. The doctor says he may not live out this week. Please keep Herb in your thoughts. An anonymous person writes that Laura has chosen to spend part of her birthday with us. Thank you. Margaret Caro writes, having Reverend Richard in the pulpit. And she made sure to circle joy. So and this is a joy. Happy Lunar New Year. So blessed to raise my child in a church that welcomes and honors all cultures, creeds, and religious ideals. Also, happy birthday, Laura, from Bridget Parker. Jim Kavanaugh writes, I will be having my third bladder cancer procedure this Thursday, and I'm concerned about the outcome. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers, Jim. Jim Hanshaw writes, joy, check out the crocus blooming along the front walk. Yes. Absolutely. And Brianna Hayes writes, my future cities team won second place in regionals yesterday. So very exciting. So thank you everyone for sharing your joys and your concerns so that we can hold them in our hearts always. And yes, spoken or unspoken, your joy, sorrow, or concern is of course held in thoughts and prayers.
Let us pause for a moment of reflection, prayer. What a good and wholesome thing it is to gather in this manner, to come to this place and participate in this cherished moment, which is the sharing of our lives together. We gladly offer hearty thanks for our giving and our receiving of the important stories of our lives. Let us fondly remember all those things which were spoken, and let us also imagine all that was not spoken, that which were left unsaid, still heavy within heavy hearts, too precious, too potent, even to be named. And let us receive all these into our own minds and hearts and lives. May we never cease to remember and to be glad that out of all the world, we may now share our lives one with another in this place with these people. Let us take this very special moment to enter gently and lovingly into the spirit of prayer and thanksgiving. Amen. Please join us in singing our meditative hymn, 1012 in the Teal Hymnal. I am running, will you reassure me when I'm uncertain? Will you hold my hand? Will you be strong for me? Sing to me quietly. Will you share some of your stories with me? If you will show me compassion, then I may learn to care as you do.
I recently found a quote by Brooke Hampton, and some of you who are Facebook friends with me may recognize this as my cover photo. I am pieces of all the places I have been and the people I have loved. I've been stitched together by song lyrics, book quotes, adventure, late night conversations, moonlight, and the smell of coffee. Reading this aloud, it could be a UU anthem. To fully capture how I feel, I would modify the second part to say, people I love and have loved. A couple weeks ago, Ann and JD Stillwater hosted a death workshop that I had the privilege of attending. I'm so glad I signed up for that at the church auction, and I realized that I have multiple plugs in here. Like, go to the auction, sign up for the death workshop. If they offer it again, you will not regret it. This may seem a bit like an unexpected direction to take this reflection, but I hope you'll see how it fits. One of the things we discussed at the workshop is how we would like to be remembered. I said I wanted to be remembered as having been a good person, but I realized later it's more than that. I want to be remembered as someone who loved, and loved broadly and deeply. I am pieces of all the people I love and have loved. When my paternal grandma passed on Christmas 7 years ago, I felt her presence with me shortly thereafter. And it felt very much like she was transmitting a message directly into my heart. Her message was, "It's love, Laura. It's all love." Now, I don't know what I believe about an afterlife or if I believe. But when I reflect on that received message, I know that I want to make that a reality in my living, waking life. I want to make my world like that now. I know what I want to fill it with. I am pieces of all the people I love and have loved. Whenever I'm feeling lost, I find my center or stable ground among the people I love. Sure, I'm talking about my spouse, my beautiful partner in this life, Dave. But beyond that, I'm talking about friendships of all shapes and sizes, about family. I'm talking about choirs, those who I sing with and those who are there to support in too many ways to count. I'm talking about pets. They're people too, let's be honest. And I'm talking about communities of people like us here today, my chosen church family, you who have shared in sorrows and joys in equal measure, you who have given so much to my life I couldn't begin to adequately express my gratitude with mere words. I am pieces of all the people I love and have loved. So much love to all of you.
We have 4 short readings today that Laura and I will share. I'll do the first 2, she'll do the second 2. The first one is from C.S. Lewis. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything, and your heart will certainly be wrung and possibly be broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give your heart to no one, not even to an animal. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. The alternative to tragedy, or at least to the risk of tragedy, is damnation. The only place outside heaven where you can be perfectly safe from all the dangers and perturbations of love is hell. the second one by Sam Keen. If I answer the appeal to become a lover, it is no nebulous or general essence of mankind I am called to love, but myself, my children, my wife, my friends, my community, my land, my people, my tools, my world. The lover heals the world not by a vague and abstract love for everybody and everything, but by becoming passionate and vowing fidelity to concrete relationships, persons, institutions, and places. The only beyond I can know is the one found within, the intimate experience of the world as it is given to me.
Our third reading is by Martin Buber. How do I say it? It doesn't matter. Buber. The you encounters me by grace. It cannot be found by seeking, but that I speak the basic word to it is a deed of my whole being, is my essential deed. The you encounters me, but I enter into a direct relationship to it. Thus, the relationship is election and electing, passive and active at once. An action of the whole being must approach passivity, for it does away with all partial actions and thus with any sense of action, which always depends on limited exertions. The basic word I, you, can be spoken only with one's whole being. The concentration and fusion into a whole being can never be accomplished by me, can never be accomplished without me. I require a you to become. Becoming I say you. All actual life is encounter. And our final reading by May Sarton. Because passionate love breaks down walls, and at first does it in such a sovereign way, we are rarely willing to admit how little that initial barrier breaking is going to count when it comes to the slow, difficult accepting of each other, when it comes to the irritations and abrasions and the collisions too between two isolated human beings who want to be joined in a lasting relationship. So the walls go up again. The moment's vision is clouded and mostly, I believe, by the fear of pain, our own and that of the others, by the fear of rejection. To be honest is to expose wounds and also to wound. There is no preventing that. Union on a deep level is so costly that it very rarely takes place.
Let me start by thanking you for the invitation to be here with you today, and to all of the people who have made this service a possibility, including Laura and Corey for the wonderful story, and Yvonne for bringing all the music here today. And so I really appreciate all you do to make a worshipful experience. So thank you. Now, let me get my electronics going. So some of you may be old enough, as I look out, I don't see that many, but to know that a song that was popular a few years back by the Beatles. The song first appeared in 1967, so we are now celebrating the 56th anniversary this year. You might know the tune. Love, 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 love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. La da 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 da. All you need is love. La da 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 da. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Second verse. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. I figured y'all might know that one. Now, according to the internet, the Beatles were asked to come up with a song with a message understood by everyone. The Beatles performed the song as Britain's contribution to Our World, the first live global television link. It was watched by over 400 million people in 25 countries. The program was broadcast by a satellite on the 25th of June, 1967. It was an inspired song, and they really wanted to give the world a message, said Brian Epstein. The nice thing about it is that it cannot be misinterpreted. It is a clear message saying that love is everything. According to journalist Jade Wright, Lennon was fascinated by the power of slogans to unite people and never afraid to create art out of propaganda. When asked in 1971 whether songs like Give Peace a Chance and Power to the People were propaganda songs, he answered, sure. So was All You Need Is Love. I'm a revolutionary artist. My art is dedicated to change. Well, here we are, just a few weeks away from St. Valentine's Day, and I know that next month's theme is love, but I'm jumping the gun. But St. Valentine's Day is the day that we celebrate love in all of its glory, and given the state of the affair of the world today, by golly, we sure do need all the love we can find. But is love all we need to heal the world? Is love the center of our being? Who to Biographies writes that St. Valentine, according to romantic legend, was a kind-hearted Roman priest who married young couples against the wishes of Emperor Claudius II, and he was beheaded for his deeds on the 14th of February. In truth, the exact origins and identity of St. Valentine are unknown. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, at least 3 different St. Valentines, all of them martyrs, are mentioned in the early martyrologies under the date of 14th of February. 2 of these men lived in the 3rd century AD, one being the Bishop of Interremna, now Terni, Italy, and the other a priest of Rome. Some speculate that the 2 figures were actually the same person. Both seem to have been persecuted for their beliefs. The Roman priest reportedly was beaten and then beheaded on the orders of Emperor Claudius II on or about the year 270 of the Common Era. Legends vary on how the martyr's name became connected with romance. The date of his death may have become mingled with the feast of Lupercalia, a pagan festival of love, or with the ancient belief that birds first mate in the middle of February. Now, 23 years ago, my wife, Janet, gave me a small book with the intriguing title, It Takes Two, and had the subtitle, The Golden Rules for Marital Bliss. It was a Christmas present, but I don't think it was a hint of our relationship status. The book contains 365 rules for couples to follow in maintaining a relationship. To give you a flavor of what is in the book, here are just 10 that I picked that I thought were relevant for today. Number 1, it's not the wedding, but everything that comes after that counts. 2, marriage is 2 lives becoming 1 life, remaining 2 lives. 3, if you married someone to change them, you married the wrong person. 4, share secrets with one another. 5, be on each other's side. 6, try to communicate instead of just talk. 7, share your toys. 8, hold hands. 9, when your spouse is angry, keep calm. When one becomes fire, the other must be water. And then 10, you'll feel better when you say, I'm sorry, and mean it. As I reflect upon these and these others that are in this book, I realize that we're not just talking about 2 people who are legally married, but each of us in our relationships with one another. We are talking about centering ourselves in relation to one another. Think about the rule that states, try to communicate instead of just talk. I take that to mean that we listen to one another in a deeper level and not just waiting for the other to stop so that I can say what is on my mind. I have noticed that many times we are talking past one another, sorry about that, and not hearing the other person and the meaning behind their words. In my teaching about emotional systems thinking to church leaders, I say that true communication has not occurred until you can state back to me in words that I understand what it was that I said to you. What would our world be like if we practiced just this one rule for social and marital bliss? Jane Wells, who was the second wife of H.G. Wells, said this: let your love be stronger than your hate or anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend a little than to break. Believe the best than the worst. People have a way of living up or down to your opinion of them. Remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship. The person you choose to marry is deserving of the courtesies and kindnesses you bestow on your friends. Please hand this down to your children and your children's children. Now, Mrs. Wells had to endure a husband who had numerous extramarital affairs until her death in 1927. Now, I think that she went way too far in that relationship. But supposedly, she assented to each of these liaisons. But does Jane Wells have a point? I think I agree with her that if I allow my love to be stronger, I can meet another in a spirit of compromise. Our Unitarian Universalist covenant calls on us to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Ms. Wells said she would believe in the best, rather than in the worst of people. It takes a loving heart to rise above the petty hurts that are visited upon us from others, sometimes done knowingly, and other times through careless thought. Now, love is not just the sentimental writings that are on the Valentine cards that we send to one another. I don't know if we even still do that anymore. Love is an active verb that calls us to behave in certain ways. The Beatles sang, there is nothing you can do that can't be done, nothing you can sing that can't be sung, nothing you can say, but you can learn to play the game. It's easy. We have the ability to succeed if we will try. It is in the doing that love transforms lives. It is acts by ordinary folk like you and me that bring more love into the world. We don't need to be powerful politicians or rich business tycoons to change the world. I really don't want to be in the shoes of Jeff Bezos or who's the other guy? What's his name with Twitter? Yeah. Now, J.R.R. Tolkien, who's one of my favorite authors, wrote this. Some believe it is only great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. It is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. Why Bilbo Baggins? Perhaps because I am afraid, and he gives me courage. As you recall, Bilbo is a hobbit, a shy, conservative member of a race of small, hairy-footed burrowers who keep to themselves in the Shire. In The Hobbit, Bilbo saves Middle-earth from the great evil through a series of adventures where he learns that love conquers all, and it conquers evil. He and his friends take on an almost impossible task and succeed. This has been the story for all time. Think of Clara Barton creating the Red Cross, Rosa Parks sitting in a bus in Montgomery, Nelson Mandela in a prison cell resisting apartheid in South Africa. Each of these people changed their world by standing up to the powerful, armed with a faith in what is right and just. And love was present in each of their lives to guide them. The 4 brief readings for today come from The Spirit of Loving, a book which contains reflections on love and relationships. C.S. Lewis reminds us that we must be vulnerable to love, or we will be damned to a hell without it. Love anything and your heart will certainly be wronged and possibly be broken. Sam Keen reminded us that he is called to love himself, his children, his spouse, his friends, his community, his lands, his tools, and his love. One heals the world by becoming passionate and vowing a fidelity to concrete relationships, to persons, institutions, and places. Theologian Martin Buber reflected that we exist in an I-thou relationship of mutuality. This direct relationship requires both of us to be complete. I require a you to become. Becoming I say you. And May Sarton reminds us that to be honest is to expose wounds and also to wound. There is no preventing that. But yet, we keep on trying to break down the barriers that divide us from one another. All you need is love. And yet, we have moments filled with fear of the other, envy for what someone else possesses or has done, or hate for the other for some act, and we find it hard to extend our love to that other person. I was married once before, and my first wife left me when I was out of town on a business trip. I was filled with anger that she just left us without us having a conversation over the breakup of that marriage. It took a while for me to get over that anger, but with the help of friends in my Unitarian Universalist church and faith, I was able to let it go. It has been many years since that day, and I now just wonder whatever happened to her. Did she ever find true love? I may never know. So we need more love in the world. We need to find new ways of relating to other people with whom we disagree. Whether it is politics, sports, religion, or even who makes the best hamburger. If we approach it with love in our hearts and a willingness to truly listen to the other person, we may find common ground. Or if not, we will have been heard in a civil conversation of mutual respect. In the final days, fighting a cancer which would kill him, Jack Layton, minister in the Canadian Parliament and leader of the New Democrats Party, penned a letter to New Democrats and to Canadians in which he looked forward to the future, refusing to let his vision of Canada die. He said, "My friends, love is better than anger. Hope is better than fear. Optimism is better than despair. So let us be loving, hopeful, and optimistic, and we'll change the world." All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love is all you need. All you need is love, held together now. All you need is love, everybody. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Richard. The Unitarian Church of Harrisburg is, as always, a freely gathered church of free people. The church is created and sustained and supported by you. Each month, we share half of our Sunday plate with a local nonprofit organization. For the month of January, UCH is sharing the plate with Susquehanna Harbor Safe Haven. Susquehanna Harbor Safe Haven is a residential facility offering support and stable housing to men who are or were chronically homeless. It is managed by Christian Churches United of the Tri-County area. For those who wish to contribute online, please see the email with the link for today's service, or you can visit uchbg.org for options for contributing. For those who are here in the sanctuary, the collection plates will be passed around by today's ushers. Your financial support and commitment matter. Please consider giving what you are able.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn, number 34, in the gray hymnal, Though I May Speak with Bravest Fire. I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, my words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess, and striving so my love profess, but not begin by love within, the prophet soon turns strangely thin. From spirit calm, our hearts control, our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are freed. As we extinguish the chalice, go now in peace until we meet again. Go following the spirit of love as you re-enter the world. May we do what is worthy, speak kindness to all we meet, and return again, having brought more hope into the world. Amen.